What if the peace you're searching for depends on what you don't say? Not everything deserves to be shared. Not every thought needs to be spoken. Because the more you reveal, the more they control. The Stoics knew power lives in silence, and some truths, you carry them alone. Marcus Aurelius wrote his deepest thoughts in a journal, never meant to be published. Epictetus taught his students restraint before rhetoric. Seneca warned, "Do not pour out your soul to just anyone." We live in a world of overexposure. Everyone posts, everyone shares, everyone speaks. But the Stoics whispered wisdom through discipline and left behind a blueprint for inner privacy. These are 9 secrets a Stoic would keep to himself. And if you learn to do the same, you won't just protect your peace, you'll own it. Your long-term goals. First, tell yourself what kind of person you want to be. Then do what you have to do. Epictetus. A Stoic keeps his deepest ambitions close, not hidden in fear, but guarded in discipline. Why? Because early exposure brings premature judgment. When you speak your goals too soon, others inject doubt, envy, or false praise, all of which distract you from the mission. So move in silence. Let your success announce itself when it's done. Your painful past. We suffer more in imagination than in reality. Seneca. Your past may have wounded you, but it doesn't need to define you. Stoics don't hide their pain. They integrate it, privately, patiently, powerfully. When you share trauma without readiness, it becomes a spectacle, not healing. A Stoic reflects alone. He journals, meditates, writes without audience. Not because he's ashamed, but because wisdom grows in quiet soil. Your next move. Silence is a lesson learned through life's many sufferings. Seneca. Most people reveal their next step to feel control, to feel safe, to feel admired. But a Stoic knows plans are fragile, and the more hands that touch them, the more likely they break. Keep your strategies close, not out of paranoia, but respect for the process. The Stoic builds the bridge, then walks across it, never during construction. What truly offends you. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Epictetus. You teach people how to hurt you by showing what hurts. A raised eyebrow, a defensive tone, a flinch. The Stoic hides these tells. He feels them, but doesn't display them. Because attention is a currency, and he refuses to fund foolishness. You don't need to prove your strength. You preserve it by not reacting. Your spiritual beliefs. Withdraw into yourself. The rational soul is its own refuge. Marcus Aurelius. Faith is sacred. Philosophy is personal. And not every belief belongs in the arena. Stoicism isn't about hiding truth. It's about honoring it through silence. A Stoic knows when to share his convictions and when to simply live them. Not everyone understands. Not everyone deserves access. Your good deeds. When you've done well and another has benefited, why like a fool do you look for a third thing on top? Credit? Marcus Aurelius. A true Stoic gives quietly. No announcement, no applause, no Instagram story. Why? Because virtue is its own reward. Every time you broadcast your good, you dilute its strength. So give and disappear, help and vanish. That's Stoic generosity. That's timeless dignity. Your self-doubts. Man is not worried by real problems so much as by his imagined anxieties about real problems. Epictetus. Everyone has doubts. Even Marcus Aurelius questioned his worth. But the Stoic doesn't dump insecurity on the world. He refines it, alone. Doubt is a flame. If you feed it attention, it spreads. If you contain it, it becomes fuel. A Stoic speaks his doubts inward, through writing, through reason, until they transform into understanding. Your financial situation. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. Epictetus. Money tempts ego. Too much transparency about income or struggle invites judgment, envy, or manipulation. A Stoic doesn't flaunt his wealth or complain about his lack. He uses money as a tool, quietly, effectively. Financial strength isn't built in public. It's built in restraint, budgeting, and purpose, without validation. Because true wealth isn't displayed, it's directed. Your ongoing weaknesses. No man is free who is not master of himself. Epictetus. You don't owe the world an explanation for your flaws mid-process. When you're in the forge, don't broadcast the heat. Growth needs space, silence, patience. A Stoic keeps his struggles sacred while they're still raw, not out of shame, but to protect the transformation. Let others see the strength, not the storm it came from. What happens when you protect your inner world? You become untouchable. Your focus sharpens. Your strength deepens. You stop performing and start living. This isn't secrecy born from fear. It's privacy born from power. Because a Stoic doesn't need the world's validation. He's too busy building a fortress within. You'll know him when you meet him. Calm eyes, few words, deep presence. What's one thing you've overshared and regretted? Or one secret you now realize is sacred? Type guarded in the comments. And if you feel bold, share one thing you now choose to protect. Your energy, your goals, your healing. Someone needs to hear it. And maybe, just maybe, say less, but mean more. The things you carry in silence shape the loudest parts of who you are. Be private, be present, be stoic.